Once upon a time, there was an old man who lived close to the frontier of ancient China. One day, his horse accidentally strayed into the lands of the northern tribes. Everyone in the village tried to console him, but he said, "Perhaps this will soon turn out to be a blessing." Sure enough, after a few months, the horse came galloping back into the village, along with another fine horse. Everyone in the village congratulated him. "Perhaps this will soon turn out to be a case of misfortune," said the old man. Sure enough, one day his son was on the horse and fell off and broke his leg. So everyone tried to console the old man. He said, "Perhaps this will soon turn out to be a blessing." The story didn't end here, and this story is not about the Chinese idiom. The story you're about to witness is a winning loss. The Arkansas State Red Wolves, formerly the Arkansas State Indians football team, represents Arkansas State University in the National Collegiate Athletic Association, NCAA, Division I football subdivision college football competition. The team was originally founded in 1911, and since 2001, Arkansas State has competed as a member of the Sun Belt Conference. In 2011, led by former offensive coordinator and first-year head coach Hugh Freeze, Arkansas State University went undefeated in the Sun Belt Conference with a perfect record of 8-0. As Sun Belt Conference champions, with an incredible 10-2 record, they got invited to play in the GoDaddy.com Bowl.
Applin from the gun, three-down lineman here. Thornton, the running back. Applin going deep over the middle. Caught by Frampton. He's across midfield. 45-40, 35-30. Framp across the 20, 15. Finally brought down at the 10-yard line of Illinois. Applin from the gun again. Handed off to Jackson again, and he's in. The redshirt freshman, Frankie Jackson, with his first career touchdown with 3:20.
They drop back and throw, and it's picked off. Intercepted by Sterling Young, who will take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Pick six for Sterling Young, and the Red Wolves have hung 50.
Applin will hand it off to Lawson. He's in. Touchdown, Arkansas State. Wilborn with a great job after fumbling the snap, able to pick it up and booms this one. Still rolling inside the 25-20. Still rolling all the way down to the 15-yard line, and that's where A-State will pick it up. What a play by Ryan Wilborn. And the punt is blocked.
Don Jones.
A-State will pick up the football at the 25, across the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Don Jones. Touchdown, Arkansas State. They throw it over the middle, caught by Nathan Harold. Sullivan to Harold for a two-point conversion, and A-State leads it 8-0. Handed off to Cunningham. He's brought down by Demario Davis behind the line of scrimmage. A-State gets a fourth down stop for the fourth time tonight, and Hugh Freeze is loving Demario Davis right now. For the first time since 2005, the Arkansas State Red Wolves have clinched at least a share of the Sun Belt Conference Championship. The Red Wolves have won 8 in a row for the first time since 1986. They improved to 9-2 overall, 7-0 in Sun Belt Conference play, and can clinch a perfect Sun Belt Conference season 2 weeks from now when they host Troy at ASU Stadium.
Some say it was the Red Wolves' best performance in the last 30 years, and the person who took the A-State football team there was Hugh Freeze.
How we doing? Hello, how you doing?
Coach Freeze was amazing.
He was one of the nicest guys I've ever been around.
Freeze was a loving coach, energetic coach, wanted to be around the players.
He was definitely a mentor to a lot of us, and he was a friendly guy. You'd go in there and talk to anything you want about him.
He was a great guy. He was a great coach and an even better man.
It was more than just a team. It was like a family.
Yeah, he treated us like a family and friends. We were friends more than a coach and athletes or coach and players.
Very personal, high energetic. Always brought emotion. Loved to be out there just like all coaches, and just a family guy. He was very always about his family, and treat us like he's our own kid. So very family man.
The main thing he would say was capture the players' hearts. And each position coach was responsible for capturing the players at that position. I mean, he was just a great guy all around. You can't make another guy like Hugh Freeze. There's not many of them.
One technique. So if he's lined up inside.
Hugh Freeze was previously a successful high school football coach in Memphis, Tennessee, and his story was depicted in the book and motion picture, The Blind Side.
Coach Freeze was one of a kind. No, he was a guy that was very enthusiastic, very energetic, a very positive individual who I thought did an excellent job of leading our football team last year. I thought he made all the right calls, and I'm not talking about the calls necessarily on the football field, but the calls off the field. As far as just the management and leadership of this football team, he did an excellent job.
In 2005, Hugh Freeze started his college coaching career at Ole Miss. He was an assistant athletic director for football external affairs. In 2010, he joined the staff of Arkansas State as offensive coordinator. The Red Wolves finished with a record of 4-8, but their offense rankings jumped from 95th in total offense and 90th in scoring offense in the NCAA Division I FBS to 43rd and 46th, respectively. After the season, Freeze was promoted to replace head coach Steve Roberts.
And we talk about Hugh Freeze. It's a situation where he has a tremendous ability to be a great communicator and can really talk to our student athletes. He captures their hearts because he cares about their performance, but he cares about their life more than what they do on the field. And that's something that I feel like is going to take us to where we want to go, to what you deserve, and where we're going to be. Coach Freeze talks about the it factor. And there's a lot of folks that try and determine what it is. For me, the it is the real deal. And without a doubt, through our communications and going through the interview process, Hugh Freeze is the real deal. And so, ladies and gentlemen, there is no blind side with this hire. As we go through this, we go through it with our eyes wide open, and we can see clearly, and we see the future of Red Wolves football very bright. So it's with great honor and great pleasure that I introduce to you the next head football coach of your Red Wolves football, Coach Hugh Freeze.
In 2011, under his coaching, the Red Wolves won the Sun Belt Conference Championship and got a chance to play in the bowl game again.
I think it's a balance. I think one of the gifts that I do have is motivating players to be their best, and also getting a group to buy into a common vision and stay on track with that vision. And I think that was part of it, but you've got to give most of the credit to the kids. They really just got to a point where they said, we're going to follow the leadership of this team, whether it be from Coach Freeze or from the seniors themselves, that said, we want to write our story different than the years past. And then it became just a magical ride. It really did. To go there at a school that has never won more than 6 games in the Division I and the history of the program in Division I football, and for us to go 10 wins and undefeated in conference play and to win the conference championship was one of those magical rides that I think I'll remember the rest of my life.
I felt like we had some highs and lows.
We got better each and every week, and I think that was part of our success, being able to come out and practice each week and give everything we had in practice, and it was showing in the games. As each week we got more comfortable with our scheme and got more comfortable playing with each other, and we were able to put together a string of wins.
He told me one time when I was at practice and I dropped the ball, and then he got on me about it, and then I made a comment and saying that I was just a freshman. And then he told me, come to the side, he said, you want to go to the NFL? And I said, yeah. he told me that I always got to think like this year is my last year. Don't ever think that I have more years to come. Give it all I can give at that time. So I feel like he inspired me to work harder and keep bettering myself each year without thinking that I have more years to come and treat every year like my last.
Here we go. Headsets off. Let's go. Get them. Let's go. Listen up. Headsets off. I'll tell you a story. This story is in Judges. There is a group of men together that are going to battle. Judges chapter 7. Their leader is a guy named Gideon, and he was standing before his guys just like I'm standing before you, telling them about how we're going to go into this battle, and I'm sure that he is going to talk to them a pep talk, right? They were real men. We forget that sometimes when we read Bible or other books, but he was a real man. I'm sure he had fears. The Bible says that they were going against the most fierce, the Midianites, the fierce warriors of that time. They said that they had about 30,000 and the Gideon's team was about 30,000. In the middle of his pregame talk, God tells him, hey, take a time out. I need to speak with you. And he tells Gideon, tell all the guys that are afraid they can go home. I'm sure Gideon said, hey, I'm training my guys. They're not afraid. Nobody's going to leave me. He goes before them and he tells them, hey, if you're afraid, if you're scared, and you want to go home, you can leave. You know how many left? 20,000. He's down to 10,000 guys, and they got to go fight 30,000 of the most fierce warriors of the time. And he did what any great leader would do. He got back before the 10 and said, hey, we didn't need them anyway. They're cowards. They went home. Let them go. And God interrupted his pregame talk again and said, hey, tell all those other 10,000, go down to the brook and tell them to take a water break, get a drink of water. The Bible says they drank two different ways. Some knelt in the water, brought it up to their eyes and drank. Some took their head down to the water and drank. God said, send all those that put their head in the water home. Send them home. You know how many he's left with? 300. He comes back before them. I'm sure he's thinking, hey guys, y'all are going to do great. I'm going to stand over here on this hill and cheer for you, and pull for you. But I'm a little worried about what's fixing to happen. Now he didn't win before him again. And God interrupted his pregame talk one more time and said, hey, tell all those guys to put their weapons down, go home and get a mason jar, a trumpet, and a candle, and that's what we're going to war with. They did it. Then at midnight, they surrounded the camp of the Midianites, and at Gideon's sound, man, they broke those mason jars, lit those candles, blew those trumpets, and utter chaos developed, and the Midianites, in the middle of their sleep and being unaware of what was going on, turned on each other and started killing each other, and the 300 were victorious. Why do I tell you that story? 3 simple things right now. I have to tell you, I love you, that won't change. But if you're afraid tonight, you need to go home. You need to stay right here. You don't need to go through this door with me and these other coaches and these guys that are ready. If you're afraid to go out there and play Virginia Tech in front of 66,000, you're in the wrong locker room. You need to stay here. We'll let you ride home when it's on the plane, but don't go out of here with any fear or intimidation. There will be none. The second thing I say to you, you know why he chose the ones that went down to the water and brought the water to their face? You know why he chose those? Because they were focused. What do you think their eyes were on that distant hill? The enemy. The enemy. Those that went and just lapped in the water, they didn't really know what was going on. They didn't have the focus that it's going to take to win the battle. You've got to have an extreme amount of focus tonight. Offense, you've got to handle the noise. We've done it all week, so be it. Who cares? An enormous amount of focus tonight will be taken. The thing I tell you, the thing we've been talking about now for 2 weeks. We're talking about real men in that story. What would you do, Jaquan, if the leader said, hey, put down your weapon, we're going to go to war with a mason jar, a candle, and a trumpet? We've been talking about surrender. Sweet surrender. The B, what does that mean? Buy in. That means you don't choose to play another gap. You do within the scheme. That means you don't do your own route. You buy in and play within the system. Play with great energy and enthusiasm and passion. I can't question your heart from last week at all. Not at all. You bring that same energy. You bring that same enthusiasm. You bring that same stuff. But it's demanded of you tonight. You want to win this battle, you cannot have fear. You've got to have extraordinary focus. And you've got to surrender. Surrender yourself to something greater. Success for us, I will tell you again, is sitting in that chair when you get through tonight, looking at the guy next to you on both sides and saying, there's nothing more I could have done for you to be successful tonight. For you to be successful. Not me, not mine, it's you that I'm playing for tonight. We got an opportunity to make a statement tonight. A statement game. I'm sincere when I tell you, if you're afraid, you're intimidated, if you don't believe, stay behind. Sit here, find a TV, watch the show, because we're going to put on one tonight. I just got to know how many are ready with us. Let's go, man. How many are ready with us to go? How many can say, I don't have any fear? I have none. Zero. Because you know why? For we can. Do all things. Through Christ Jesus. Who strengthens us. Each and every day. And may God.
Let's go, baby. Showtime.
Though there was celebration inside of the locker room, rumors began to rise in and off the field.
During the year, we all kind of had ideas because stuff people were saying on the internet and stuff people was coming to us and saying around the community and campus. And the locker room was kind of like, that could be happening because if we have a great year like we did, then that could possibly happen. So we already knew that, hey, this really might happen.
Just told our kids it's because of your success that all of that's happening, and that is unfortunately because of the internet and the way college football is covered. It gets widespread so fast. But take it for what it's worth. It's a compliment to you, to our staff, and but certainly our focus this week is on Troy and no one else. And we talked about that in staff and openly with our kids, and I think that they're mature enough that they're handling it really, really well. Obviously, I wish the total focus this week was totally just on us playing Troy, for our seniors going out with an undefeated conference season and winning the Sun Belt Conference Championship, and they deserve to be the one in the limelight. And our whole message this week, though, is we've got to finish, and we've been very good about taking 1 week at a time and making sure we're prepared to do that, and that will be our focus this week. And I know that our kids want to finish strong, and certainly we're looking forward to a great challenge. I mean, Troy is a team that has had a say in the outcome of this conference for the last 10 years. Certainly know that Coach Blakeney will have them ready to play us, and they're a dangerous, dangerous football team because of all the athletes that they have.
The team didn't let him down. With a 45-14 victory over Troy, the Red Wolves improved to a 10-2 overall. and became just the third school in Sun Belt history to finish undefeated in league play with a perfect 8-0 record. In the following coaches show, Freeze talked about their next step.
Welcome back as we close things out here on Red Wolves football with Coach Hugh Freeze. And Coach, the regular season's over. You finished 10-2. Great season, but you got one more game left, January 8th in Mobile. GoDaddy.com.
This is all new to me. It's a long time between now and then, so we want to enjoy what we've done for a little while. Exams are next week, so we've got to finish strong with that. Then after exams, we'll practice a few times, then send them home for the holidays and bring them back. But I haven't seen who they chose. I don't know if that's out yet or not. Still working on that. So we'll play somebody from the MAC. It really doesn't matter who we play at this point. You're playing in a bowl game, which is exciting for our fans and our program, and hopefully that's something we're doing year in, year out around here. And I know that our kids will be prepared and excited to go down and play.
Yeah, the bowl committee says they will announce on Sunday, so we'll know very soon. They're probably leaning toward Northern Illinois at this point. They are the MAC champions, so it's going to be some Red Wolves against the Huskies down there most likely. The uniforms look exactly alike. And of course, we want to encourage everybody to come down to Mobile. You can get your tickets by calling 972-ASU-1 and join us down there in Mobile. How cool would it be to have a huge crowd from Arkansas State?
I expect us to. I really do. I think our fans have been phenomenal, and they've traveled well, and I expect that they'll show up in Mobile on the 8th.
All right, so you got a little time off between now and then. How do you keep the kids focused? You're going to recruit.
Yeah, we've got to go recruit, but only 7 of us can be on the road, so there'll be people in the office. We've got to finish up finals and do that very, very well, and let them have that week off for finals to prepare, and then have a couple of practices over the next week and send them home for some holidays and bring them back end of December and get prepared for the game.
A fun time still awaits the Red Wolves, a chance to go 11-2, a chance to win a bowl game, a chance maybe even at the top 25.
This is never-before-seen footage of Coach Freeze's last coach show at ASU. The show didn't air because in the morning of the following Monday, he announced that he was taking the head coaching job at Ole Miss.
SEC champions. Ladies and gentlemen, that journey starts today. Please welcome the new head coach of Ole Miss, Coach Hugh Freeze.
It was one where I guess guys were just kind of in shock to begin with, but change is a part of this profession. It happens all the time, and most of the time unexpectedly. And it was a great opportunity, for our kids as well to learn how to adapt to change. And they did that rather quickly, and we was able to move.
Well, I mean, understanding the business side of football, anybody put together 10 wins like that in their first year of coaching Division 1A football, I mean, you got to realize that job opportunities are going to come open. And we heard that, the Ole Miss job was open. Being that he had came from there before, we were pretty sure that he was going to go there anyway, so.
I was happy for him because I know he was from Mississippi. I know that's where he always wanted to be. He was there once before.
It's I can't tell you the thanks I have for the committee led by Archie and Mike is just phenomenal, and the time I spent with them, the love that they have for Ole Miss, and our chancellor is such a man of great integrity, and it's going to be a pleasure working for him. And to my family, I've taken them all around the nation. But I've taken them all around the nation to get back to one place, and that is the University of Mississippi, right here. And family will be a huge thing to us because I understand the Ole Miss people and the love that you have for this university, the love you have for each other, the love you have for family here, and obviously I have that love. This is a destination place for me. It is not a stop along the path. It is where I want to live. It's where I want to be. It's where I want to retire. This is home to me.
the opportunity to come home and coach at the highest level. It was still very difficult because the players in Jonesboro and the people in Jonesboro and at Arkansas State are some of the best people I've ever worked with and been around. And the family atmosphere that we had there was really unique and special. And that was the draw for me to stay. But the opportunity to coach in the SEC, which is, the top level of all college sports, and certainly it's at a place that's home to me. My parents live 45 minutes from here, and also, the financial benefit for my family, my wife and kids. That's part of it also. So it was a lot of factors that go into it, but ultimately it was not an easy decision because of our comfort level at Jonesboro.
It was sad. It was tough to see him go, but at the same time, it was the right decision for his family. So, you understood the situation, but it was tough.
When I found out Coach Reed was leaving the Ole Miss, I was happy for him. I was happy that he was taking another step in his career to better himself and get him to where he wanted to go.
You could tell, it was tough. We had just won conference, and we lose our coach, to a bigger school, which it's always hard, especially when you're so close with somebody. You feel like your family, and they get up and have to go somewhere else. So it was very tough, but at the same time, it's part of college football.
I think the whole team was sad because we really develop a close relationship with Coach Reed. So I think the whole team really was down at first, but we had to look at it as a part of life and move on.
The younger guys, they didn't really understand. It takes some time to understand the business side of football. It's not like high school. It's not just everything's all family and hunky-dory. So the young guys were hurting, so we got to kind of console them, the older guys and coaches and whatnot. But everybody overall understood that it was a business decision, and no one was hurt by it, and no one felt wronged. But you could definitely feel the void. Like I said, when he was gone, it was different, just because of the energy that he brought alone and the relationships. Because it took a lot of his coaches, and the players didn't have those same relationships with the other coaches.
We had a great leadership. We had great people to keep us focused on our team, like Demario Davis, Tom Castelaw, Greg McCall. We had a lot of guys like that to keep us focused on the right things instead of looking at the negative. So the atmosphere was fine. We had made sure we stuck together as a team. We supported him in whatever he did, because he supported us, So.
He needed to do what's best for his family. At the end of the day, it's still a business, and he still has to provide for his family and provide for himself. And sometimes, that was his dream opportunity, and sometimes you have to go for that when it's available.
I had no choice, no other choice but to be happy for him. I wish the best for him. I went and talked to him when he told me. I congratulated him. I thanked him for everything he did, for me. And but I was excited for him. It hurt to see him go because I didn't want him to leave. I didn't want him to leave, but then I understood why he was leaving and why he had to go.
It was difficult. I owe a lot to Arkansas State and to the kids and families and friends there. They are wonderful, wonderful people that gave me an opportunity to do something that had never been done there before. And because of the great staff that we had and the kids choosing to buy in and the fans choosing to buy in, we did something very, very special that was one of the greatest rides of my life over the course of a year.
Yeah, the regrets that you feel are the fact that the Frankie Jacksons and Josh Jarbos and Demario Davises and Ryan Applins and Alan Muses, and you go on and on and on, Keyshawn Lee, all those guys, Terrence Triplett. Guys that I recruited there and had great relationship with. That's the regret you have, is the regret that you didn't get to coach those guys.
Running back coach David Gunn was named the interim head coach and led the Red Wolves to Mobile, Alabama for the 2012 GoDaddy.com Bowl on January the 8th. The Red Wolves were defeated by Northern Illinois 38-20.
We got off to an excellent start. The momentum swinger might have been, they ran a fake field goal, and Many of our guys didn't think they actually made the first down, but they did. And we probably spent a couple of minutes there being more concerned about that call than continuing to play. Played a very good football team, one of the best offensive football teams in the nation. They got on a roll, and things kind of went south for us. You can't allow that to happen with good football teams.
We just didn't come to play. I mean, I didn't play very well. I put my guys in a bad situation. I threw some bad balls, didn't throw the ball well after the first quarter, and just mainly, put my guys in a bad situation. There was several times I should have called a different play. Instead, I ran it, and I had too many interceptions, and I just didn't throw the ball well.
I sure wish I could have been there with those kids to play that game to finish the season. I don't know if it had an impact on the game or not. I know it probably didn't help because they were used to a certain style, and all of a sudden that has changed. It's just unfortunate that this business we're in, sometimes things like that happen. But I know that I think they know in their heart that I sure wanted to be there.
We went 10-2 with him, so we're going to face some challenges without him. The coaches that remained tried to make the most positive attitude as they could with such a bad situation. It did affect us negatively, but we tried to make the best of it, what we could.
I believe the time he left affected us. It's because it wasn't just him that left. He left, and about 7 or 8 of our other coaches left, and that's our whole playbook. Like everything we learned was from them. So leaving at that time, which I understand, it's all about business and stuff had to happen. That it didn't have to happen that way, but with the school policies and whatever, I don't know all. I don't want to get on to that because I don't really know a whole lot about it. But it affected us. It affected us in a negative way because we had to change up everything almost. We tried to stick to the old things, but we didn't have an offensive coordinator. We didn't have a defensive coordinator because all of them were going to Ole Miss. We didn't have a D-line coach. We didn't have certain coaches. We didn't have. We had to find other coaches. Yes, it was like a new start, and you had like a little time to get everything together. So it was tough. It was very hard, but we did all we did all we could to try to keep it together. But it was very tough. It was a negative impact on us, but. He was at the game. He came and supported us. He was in the crowd, in the stands, in the crowd with his family. And all other coaches were there too. But he really wanted to coach us in the bowl game. He told us he wanted to coach us there. It's just how it all played out. So, but it had a negative impact on us, and I think we all kind of went into the bowl game feeling kind of down about it, and our minds we let it go, but it still affected us in a big way because that was our foundation. Our foundation of our team was in the players. It's not what the coach does, what the players do on the field. But our game plan was gone, So
we started to fall apart. We were very banged up on the offensive side of the ball. I'm not sure if we had but 2 receivers that were healthy. Defensively, I can't really speak for them. I don't play defense, but we played a good team, a really good team, a really good quarterback and a good team. So no disrespect to them at all. They played a great game.
I mean, I do feel like the outcome of the game would have came out different if he would have stayed, because at times we'll be down at half or anything like that. The words from Coach Freeze will be uplifting and letting us know what we need to do to get better. Game planning and switching it up at halftime, it would have been it probably would have been more different.
I feel like it could have been. I didn't feel like we were unprepared going into the bowl game. I feel like the coaches that were here did a great job preparing us. But, you never know.
So what was your overall experience being the head coach of the Astor Red Wolf football team?
Magical. Could not ask for a more enjoyable year. The kids were so good to coach, and they gave us everything that we asked of them, and great success came our way. And The coaching staff had great chemistry. And again, those players, I still feel like they're part of my family. And the toughest thing about this job is when you do get an opportunity to advance yourself, you're hurting a lot of people that you really do care about. And I hope the players there still know that, and certainly would help them any way I can. And I'm pulling for the Red Wolves every time they take the field.
The best way to continue to make the most of this year was not to focus on Coach Free's departure, but to continue to play with enthusiasm, continue to play with the effort that we had demonstrated all year long. And I thought that was the best way to honor the work that he had done, and not only the work he had done, but preparing ourselves for a bright future.
2011, Gus Malzahn was the offense coordinator at Auburn, where he won the 2010 Frank Bowles Award. On December 14, 2011, Gus Malzahn was named the new head coach for Arkansas State University. The 2012 football season will be his first as a FBS head coach. This is the new era for the Red Wolves. This is the era of Gus Malzahn.
My name is Nick Thomas, and I'm currently an Arkansas State recruit. Beginning on September the 8th. At Arkansas State, I expect to be challenged. I expect to come out here and compete, really. Just come out here and try to get on the field and things like that. I mean, Coach Malzahn got a good offense going here, the hurry up and all that, and I think I'll be a great contribution.
My name is Didger Mayberry. I attend Memphis Mitchell High School. I'm the running back at Memphis Mitchell High School, and I plan to attend this school when I leave high school. The reason why I like to play football here because it feels like a little bit like home to me. My name is Jeremy Blanchard. I attend Memphis Mitchell. I play linebacker and DN, and I like to attend Arkansas State when I graduate because, like he said, it feel like a perfect place to be. It feel like it's just down the street from the house. You won't get homesick. I like the facility. I like the great coaches and the players. Make me feel like we just all a family. We haven't even attended here yet. I mean, the spring game was pretty good. I want to thank all the fans for coming out. They gave us the energy and excitement that we needed in the stadium to produce. But I'm really excited about the offense and the defense this year. Well, I'm excited about Arkansas State football, the tempo that we're running, and everything, and the fans that's behind us. So I'm really excited about the football season.
I feel today was a great day. We had fun. We flew around. It was fast. It was hot. But I really appreciate all the fans coming out. It was amazing. Fans showed a lot of support. Expectations are pretty high. We plan on being the hardest working team in the nation. So we got some high expectations for our team. We're going to do some great things this year, and I'm very excited about it.
So are you ready for next season?
I'm very excited about next season.
And I think the game went pretty well. I think we got a lot to work on during the summer. It's going to be interesting what we got in store for Oregon and Memphis on a home game first time.
Shows today that we're going to go into Oregon and show them that we're no joke and that we're here to win. We're here to win and knock them out of the top 25.
In the Chinese idiom, 1 year after the old man's son broke his leg, there was a great war. Many young men died in that war. The man's son did not join the fighting because he was crippled. So therefore, he survived. We can't always predict the ending of stories. The ending of one epic era may lead to another. The Red Wolves' loss may lead to another win.
Go Red Wolves! Go Red Wolves!
Well, you guys know how difficult it was for me to leave Jonesboro and Arkansas State, and the reason it was so difficult was because of you and the relationship that we had. And many days we talk about you here, we think about you here, and miss you very, very much. I know that we'll be friends for life, and hope I can help you in any way down the road. I will be pulling for you guys in every single game next year. Can't wait to see the results, as I know you will, us. And again, the love that we have for each other will never go away.
Well, thank you for the opportunities you gave us.
Coach Freeze, I love you, and I'm proud of you, and I'm happy for you.
Coach Freeze, thank you for what you did for this program, and thank you for what you did for me and put me in that leadership role and kind of giving me that responsibility where I had no choice of taking it or backing down. But I think it matured me along the way, and then just on behalf of everybody here in the Jonesboro community, just thank you for bringing us out of the wilderness and taking us to that next level.
Coach Freeze, good luck in your future. Yeah, I'm behind you 100%. Yeah, I don't know you're gonna do good. Nah, good luck.
We miss him. Wish him the best of luck, and we know he'll succeed.
I would tell him I'm excited for him. I love you. I know you're gonna do great at Ole Miss. Y'all gonna do great things there. We miss you. Can't wait to see you, and continue to do everything that you've done for this team. Continue to do it to everybody you can, because you're a great role model to people. You're a great mentor, and you're a great person. So that's what I would tell him if he saw this video.